years, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And, I have to throw this out there. He played for the enemy, two enemies, the Redskins and the 49ers. But it's okay, though. We're going to talk more about that. So that's why y'all see I have my little Dallas gear on. I had to let them know greatness was in the building. So,
All in the building. All in the building.
So I like to open up the show talking about the shenanigans and the stuff in the news.
Yep.
And so, what do you think about this NAACP president out in South Carolina that made false allegations that he was profiled and harassed by police, and then the video come out that it wasn't true?
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate at the end of the day, with so many things that are true that's going on in the community relative to this type of issue. It's unfortunate that you have a situation like that puts kind of a dimmer on what's really going on. And it, over time, just causes a little lack of credibility.
Right, and the problem with it is we're taking something that is so serious and making a mockery out of it. Everybody wants to be in the news, so now they're claiming everything that people do is racial. Now, some of it I can see that because you have the proof there, but to flat out, you're in the NAACP, you're the president, and then you make up some stuff. What you didn't think nobody was going to,
not good. That's not good.
The age of video cameras now on cell phones, that people are always taping stuff.
Right. And in our leadership, at the end of the day, it always reflects back to the leadership that's in place. And so we have to start doing a better job of making sure that we have the right people in leadership, because those are the ones that's going to trickle down to everyone else to make to make the right difference.
And I was telling people, it's the things that we as Black people went through. Slavery may have been 400 or so plus years ago, but desegregation and us being able to have civil rights, that wasn't even 100 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think people realize that it's not that far off in the distance. And that stuff still exists, even though it was hidden for a minute. But now we've got all this courage that's coming out.
Right.
And I saw a video this morning. Someone sent me that. Actually, it was in our whole family chat that this Caucasian lady went into. I don't know if it was like a Starbucks or somewhere. She went into one of the stores and asked to go to the bathroom. I guess they wouldn't let her, so she took a dump on the floor right there, and then she started throwing the poop and everything. Let me tell you something.
What is up? What's up?
First of all, let's change the scenery. Had that been one of us up in there doing some mess like that, first of all, we wouldn't have made it to the point where we could be throwing poop at nobody.
What was the outcome?
I couldn't even. The video went off from that, so I'm not sure. And I'm like, how you just with your nasty?
I thought I saw that. I seen it on some type of posting or whatever, and I saw something drop, and I'm like, did that just happen?
Yes, she took a dump, and I was like, wait a minute. And then if you look at the video and see the people just sitting there like ain't nothing happening. Like, yo, it's okay.
Oh my God.
I'm like, well, where we at? It's just crazy. And then I got a video of on Mother's Day. It was a group of Caucasian folks out there fighting at a Longhorns or something.
I did.
You saw that too?
Well, no, actually, this was the cornhole.
Or something.
The corn.
No, there was two. I saw both of those. And there was
this
one. Right. They were at a restaurant. I mean, down hard, throwing down. No cops was called. No, nothing. And just let them brawl it out. So, that's why I said we got to pay attention to what's happening. Guys, this stuff is for real. And we've got to make sure we don't make a mockery out of the nonsense that's going on against people of color. But when we get back, we're going to talk to Walt about his journey and what he's doing and share with us some of the things he has going on. We have him for an hour, so we're going to make the best of that hour. So you guys stay tuned. When you come back, you're going to get to meet Mr. Walt Harris himself.
Deliberate dumbing down.
Dumb down society.
The deliberate dumbing down of America.
Dumb down public. Why would they do this?
Sensation Station Network. Radio, not dumbed down.
Attention, licensed financial professionals. Are you looking to provide client solutions for longevity risks, withdrawal rate risks, and sequence of return risks? If you answered yes, then Game Plan Financial Marketing could be right for you. We help financial professionals at every level of production by providing mentoring, sales training, and marketing support to help you grow your business. At Game Plan, our top priority is supporting you and helping you reach that next level of success on your terms, not ours. New team members receive a personalized, step-by-step marketing guide to help take your business to the next level. Claim your copy today. Call Brian Cantrell at 404-889-6317. That's 404-889-6317. Offer is intended for licensed insurance professionals only.
Major key alert. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com. Brought to you by Get Schooled and the Ad Council.
When it comes to saving money, don't act like a baby.
Goo goo gaga.
Be the boss and make a budget.
I'm the boss, baby.
You're not the boss of me.
I am the boss of you.
Are not.
M2.
Are not.
M2.
Need a little help?
Aren't you going to do any work?
I'm very busy delegating.
Create a personalized savings plan
We could share.
You obviously didn't go to business school.
and get other tools and tips at feedthepig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college. This is beyond a simple donation. It's the opportunity for America to invest in its kids and take an active stake in the future of the country. The return on your investment isn't money. What you get back is knowing you protected our potential. So one day, that potential can grow up to become surgeons and architects, executives and engineers, people who can change the future just by being a part of it. My name is Alicia, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Marie Callender's knows that you may not have time to roll out dough for a perfectly flaky crust that's made from scratch, or enough time to mix vegetables with all white meat chicken and a homemade gravy. She knows you may not have a moment to crimp the edges of your favorite chicken pot pie, but Marie Callender's does. And when she's done, all you need to do is find time to grab someone special, sit down, and savor. Marie Callender's, it's time to save.
Sensation Station Network.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Destiny Talk Live. I'm your host, Cherry G. I am here with Mr. Walt Harris. He's in the house, and we're going to be talking to him about his journey from childhood all the way up into the pros into what he's doing now. If you are listening to us on Facebook and you want to be a part of the conversation, please go ahead, type your comments in the comment section. We'll read it out loud and discuss it. If you're listening to us on TuneIn Radio and want to be a part, you can call in or text your comment to 678-613-5857. I want to give a big shout out to Petula Scott, Bonita Suzette, Lawrence Young, and Daryl White. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, Mr. Harris.
Yes.
Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be here with us today.
Thank you.
On this part of the show, I talk to my men. It's called A Man's Worth. I like to encourage our men out there because you guys don't get a lot of encouragement.
No.
Anytime you hit the news, if it isn't something negative, it's very rare positive, but if it is, it's very short-lived.
The more we can get, we take it. Yeah.
So I always try to look at what you guys are doing and try to encourage our other brothers out there. And I just don't mean African-American men. I mean all men, because you all share that same burden of always doing things wrong. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from?
I am from LaGrange, Georgia.
Oh, so you're right here.
I'm right here, right here, hometown.
So you know what? You're probably about the third real person from Georgia I met.
Really?
Yeah. You know, everybody here is a transplant.
From everywhere. I'm not from here. I'm from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm from everywhere. So yeah, I can literally say that. So what got you into sports? You're from a big family, right?
Yep, I'm from a family of 11. I am the youngest of 11.
Oh wow.
7 brothers and 3 sisters. Ooh. We grew up playing, backyard football.
Okay.
And never would have thought that was something that I would have ended up playing on the college level, let alone the professional level. But, just things just so happened to just fall in place for me. I had some good mentors, some people that really put some good time in my life to help direct me to be on the path to play on the college level and leading on to the professional level.
I have, a lot of times we have athletes such as yourself that have kind of the same background story. I got to interview Sherman Williams, and his story was just absolutely amazing. I'm really proud of him. You know, I don't know if you know, he just graduated a few weeks ago,
Yeah,
went back and got his
congrats,
degree.
Sherm. Yeah,
Yeah, so I was really
yeah,
excited about that.
right.
And just his journey in himself, his books, talking about his struggle. Coming from a family of 11 and you're the youngest, I'm sure you ran into all kind of situations that could have just steered you left.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was fortunate for me also at the same time because I am the youngest of 11, so 7 brothers, 3 sisters. They had to go through all the tough, the more of a tough time than I did. But you know, we lived in a 3-room home, and it was 11 of us total. So the food supply was short, but the demand was high, being there was so many of us, and just sometimes being led the wrong way when you're hanging around some of the wrong people growing up. But that's just part of the childhood life. But over time, I was able to sit back and evaluate some of the things, how my brother and sisters, and I had some good siblings in my life that really helped try to keep me on the right track. And I watched my mom; she worked 2 jobs all day, and my dad, he worked as much as he could when he could, and you know they tried to keep the home as stable as they could, given the information and the knowledge that they knew. My dad had 3rd grade education. My mom had maybe a 5th grade education because they had to work. That's what it was back then. And so by it being so many of us, we were able to pull on each other and still help pitch in and help keep the home close as we could.
You know, and like I told you, I came from a huge family. I came from not as much as 11, but we had 9.
Yeah.
And I always say that my parents had 2 sets of kids because the older 3 literally could be my parents.
Right.
You know, so but we all were there together, and you know, like your family, it wasn't easy.
Right.
With a family that large, but the fact was we were a family. And do you get a sense that that is kind of gone away now, that they're not really those family units that stick together and do that?
Yeah, it's tough. It's like it's a different time now. It's a different perception and different, you know, the way we live. You know, there's just that disconnection all over everywhere, and so you try to find ways to pull that back together by trying to put together things to where it's a collective, community-based type
So
piece.
yeah. So a lot of times you'll hear people, especially parents, well, we lived in the hood, so I couldn't give my kids all this. This is why they have this bad behavior. I don't accept that.
Yeah.
I don't accept
because
it.
the minute you accept it, then
that's
now,
when
you can't change anything.
So to our young men out there, because a lot of times they want to say sports is the only way that us black men try to get out of the hood, and I don't agree with that totally, because you have some very intelligent young men who play in sports. They got them grades too.
Right.
They don't.
Absolutely.
It's not because they are out there, you know, sweating and brute and whatever, and then that's
Right.
the only way they're going to make it. But they're smart.
Right.
You have to have some type of intelligence about you to make it in the world that you ended up in, and that's the NFL.
Right.
But what do you tell those young men that are out there that they keep seeing the negative stuff and they feel like they just have to be a part of it? What kind of stuff would you say to someone if you were mentoring or talking to a group of young men from the hood?
Right. Well, the biggest thing for me, if I'm talking to someone, you know, is you want to try to maximize your resources, maximize the options that are out there. We live in a time now when it wasn't as prevalent with all the technology that we have today. Information is out there, and information is power when you think of it. And so if you want to do something, if you want to be somebody, you don't have to put yourself in a box with just one type of ordeal. There are so many things out there that you can do, and the information is out there. So so I would just encourage a lot of the people that live in maybe the tough neighborhoods. Hey, you got to get out there, man. You got to, you know, maximize and the information of what's going on.
Yeah, because I agree. I think it's an excuse when people say, "Oh, I have to be this way because this is what's in front of me." You know, I don't agree, because you have a choice to make. You can stay and take what we call the microwave society, where you get it right now, but you don't understand what the consequences are going to be for the right now.
And it's a process, and embrace the process of learning. Embrace the process to where you don't have to push a button for 10 seconds and all of a sudden it's done. You know, embrace that process, because through that process you'll learn so much So much more.
It'll build character.
Yeah.
It'll build responsibility.
Yeah.
It builds accountability, and it also can lead to leadership.
Right.
Building leadership. Now, as you're playing, when did you first start playing football? Was it elementary, middle school, high school?
The first organized part of football that I started playing wasn't until high school.
Wow.
And I was a sophomore.
Okay.
In high school is when I played organized football. However, I had enough brothers and people up the street. You know, we played backyard football to where that, you know, that helped out a whole lot. But organized, I didn't play until I was in high school.
You know, that's funny because my son didn't start playing football till he was in the 10th grade.
Yeah.
Because he's arts. He
Right.
was all into the arts, and the football coach was like, "Boy, I will teach you how to play."
Right.
You know, so it was funny because
Right.
me and his sisters, because my oldest daughter played football in Florida because they had a girls team.
Right.
And so she was like the defensive coordinator, coach, or whatever you want to call it. So we bought Howie Long's football players for dummies or whatever that book, and we learned out what we needed to, and we
Right.
went out there and started working, and he ended up being on varsity. So
See, look at that. See, you found a way
you know,
around
right?
it.
Yeah, he started JV, went to varsity, so I
That's
commend
awesome.
that
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
did that, but it just wasn't in his heart.
Right.
So when we come back, I want to tell when you started that sophomore year, where did it take off? Just
Okay.
hold back that, and we're going to come back and talk about it. You guys, you're listening to Destiny Talk Live.
You think you can do this to me? I'm the man up in this piece.
Sensation Station Network.
Do you love great fitting jeans with trendy styles? Go to riskdenim.com and check out their fabulous form-fitting premium denim jeans, sizes 1 to 24. Their accurate size charts are designed to make your online shopping experience easier, offering free shipping and no hassle returns because their motto is you should look your hottest at all times. Riskdenim.com, jeans for beautiful women. If you want to stand out in a crowd, get your jeans today at riskdenim.com.
Shopping for a new Kia, your timing couldn't be better. Why? Because Cobb County Kia is now Jim Ellis Kia of Kennesaw, Georgia's newest Kia dealership. Better service, selection, and value. All the things you expect from a Jim Ellis family dealership. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned vehicle or need to service your existing Kia, Jim Ellis Kia of Kennesaw is ready to earn your business. Save on virtually every vehicle in stock during the America's Best Value Summer Sales event. Right now, save $8,326 off MSRP. That's $8,326 on a 2018 Kia Sorento. Example, Sorento stock number JK132's MSRP is $28,325. After the customer cash, bonus cash, and Jim Ellis discount, sales price is only $19,999. Just add TABT and state fee. Shop online or in person, same great service either way. Learn more at Jim Ellis of Kia of Kennesaw.com. Stop by for the VIP experience at 1221 Auto Park Drive in beautiful Kennesaw.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her?
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Give a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! It's now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hey guys, welcome back to Destiny Talk Live. We're here with Walt Harris in the house. I want to give a big shout out to Jonathan Reed, Gina Allen, Michael Henderson. That's my bro, y'all. I want to say thank you so much for tuning in. And then before we get back into talking about this, John had a comment, and I'm going to read it out. He says, you are not always a product of your environment. Sometimes it is as simple as not having positive role models. I tell young men this, how about trying to be a leader versus a follower? Try doing something different. The choices you make can make or break you. And that's true.
Awesome.
That's
real
that,
talk.
yeah.
Who was that?
Jonathan Reed.
John.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah, because it is true.
Yeah.
It can make you and break you. So now you said you got to playing organized football your sophomore year in high school.
Sophomore year.
Did a coach approach you, or you just said, "Hey, I'm gonna try out for football"?
No, the interesting thing was about that is I went out for ninth grade football.
Okay.
But for some reason things didn't work out. I felt like the coach didn't just really, I was really trying to get into the game all by myself. My parents were working, so it was the insurance, all that. It just didn't work. So I'm a person that don't like to be late, and I like to start off on a good foot. So I said, you know what, I'll just start off next year. So I ended up playing my sophomore year, going out. Didn't play much, but I didn't really start until my junior and senior year.
So, I mean, I like that because you just killed the myth for a lot of people out there to saying people that make it into the pros had to have started when they were like 5, 6, in an organized league. What is it, AY or AAU ball? Okay, yeah, because I know in the military it's AYA, American Youth Association, so I'm trying to catch up with the civilian term. But so your junior and senior year, what was your first position you tried out for, or they put you in?
Well, as a sophomore, I tried out as wide receiver. I grew up wanting to be a wide receiver.
Okay, who was your favorite player?
I didn't really grow up having a favorite player, to be quite honest. It was just we played football. We didn't really watch a lot of it. We knew the game, but I came out playing as a wide receiver. But then my junior year, I got some playing time as a wide receiver, but I ended up starting. The coaches wanted me to play on the defensive side of the ball. And I ended up playing defensive back. I rotated, went both sides, both ways. But I was a starter as a defensive back my junior and senior year.
Oh, okay, so that was what just kicked it off for you because I'm looking at some of your stats. Tell me a little bit about your high school stats.
You probably would know my stats better than I do. I have no clue what my stats were at the time. It's been so many years gone by. But I know my senior year we won the state and national championship. Yep. And that was a wonderful experience for LaGrange High School.
Yeah, I can imagine. And then so your college, what was your?
Yeah, so I went to Mississippi State University. I had a college, scholarship. Actually, when I was and I found out later that when I was playing on the high school level, that the coaches that were recruiting were not recruiting me. They came to recruit. We had a lot of stars on our squad, but they end up seeing me play, and they end up, hey, who is this guy? And so I became more of an attraction to them as scouts. So that goes to show you never know who's watching.
Exactly. I tell people that all the time. You got to be on your P's and Q's all the time and be ready to go because you don't know who's sitting in that back corner watching you.
Yeah, somebody's watching.
Right, your smile, your whatever could change or make or break you.
Right. Absolutely. And so I ended up playing with, getting a scholarship to play with Mississippi State Bulldogs, the other Bulldogs not here, but Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But he's part of greatness.
Yeah, he's part of greatness right now. He's great. Greatness brought greatness. Yeah. So ended up having a wonderful college career with the Bulldogs and had a lot of records there, interceptions, and ended up being drafted by the Chicago Bears for my senior year. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to go back and look, and I was like, okay, so he went into the Bears, and then I was all excited until I saw you played for the Redskins and the 40s. Let me tell you something. No, I commend that because in your career it says you had 35 interceptions, 690 total tackles. Wow, 14 forced fumbles, and 12 fumble recoveries, and you were part of the 2007 Pro, or you were a 2007 Pro Ball player nominee.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So you went out there just wrecking stuff. You were like, look, I'm just going to make the best of this. I'm going to do what I have to do and make it happen.
But the beginning of my career, it was, the ending of my career was a whole lot better than the beginning of my career. I had to learn a whole lot of things. I had to put a lot of things in perspective and change a lot of things up. A lot of times you go into a situation, no matter what it is, and I've learned that you have to put your best foot forward and get as much information as you can and stretch yourself. Right. And that's something that I didn't do the beginning of my career that I ended up doing the latter part of my career. And so I played my best. I felt my best. And it gives you a lot of, confidence.
I like that you said that you had to learn and change.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you're coming from the background, a lot of these guys are coming from, and you're thrown into something where you did money resources were limited, and now they're not. that can cause some issues if you
gotta
don't
be
know how
adaptable.
to. Right.
You
guys stay tuned. We got more information for you, and we're going to read some of the stuff that our people have online, and we're going to answer their questions. Thanks, guys.
You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college. This is beyond a simple donation. It's the opportunity for America to invest in its kids and take an active stake in the future of the country. The return on your investment isn't money. What you get back is knowing you protected our potential. So one day, that potential can grow up to become surgeons and architects, executives and engineers, people who can change the future just by being a part of it. My name is Alicia, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home walk restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet. Fingerling. Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
If you're looking for that ratchet, you're in the wrong place. It's the nation's urban internet station, Sensation Station Network.
Up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane. Hey everybody, welcome back to Destiny Talk Live. I'm your host, Cherry G. Today we have Walt Harris in the house, and he's talking with us about his journey and his career, and so we're going to talk a little bit more about that. He gave some good encouraging words to our young men, and we're going to have something for our ladies too, because this is our segment where we talk about our super women. Okay. But if you're listening to us on Facebook and you want to be a part of the conversation, please go ahead, type your comment in the comment section, and we'll read it out loud. If you're on TuneIn Radio and you want to text or call in your comments, 678-613-5857. I want to read another comment from John Reed. He says, young men today, millennials, are lazy and don't want to put in the work, in his opinion. We had to put in the work to get out of certain situations, and young men today don't want to listen. They know it all. There are many exceptions to that, but it seems that the vast majority of young men are just lazy. He said, and I'm really tired of hearing the reality is that it's prevalent. There are no dads, there are no positive male role models, and that the truth today is unfortunate. You know, and that's true. And it is kind of hard when you just lump them all in there, because you do have some millennials out there that are out there making moves. But again, it's just the same as anything else we face. You're going to get thrown into that. If one bad seed does something, you're going to get thrown into that. And I also want to give a big shout out to Silas Griffin, David Denham, and Mari Carmen Reyes. Thank you guys, and Jamie Jackson Harold for tuning in. So let's talk to our ladies, Walt. So we got you into football. I know that high school and probably college, you had to beat them off with a stick and just running and everything, you know. So, and what were some of the things that your mom or your sisters passed down to you as it relates to all of the attention now you're starting to get?
Well, it was just more just being humble. I tell my kids today, you know, it's just all about being humble, being loving, being caring, thinking about the others, not so much of yourself, and just being disciplined at the end of the day. You know, we were disciplined a lot growing up.
You come from a big family, you were disciplined.
Yeah, absolutely. We were disciplined. And so from the physical side, from just being disciplined in all the things that you do, you know, you have to have that in any aspect of life, because if not, you know, you're not giving yourself a fair chance.
Now, I know you have daughters, right? Okay, twins?
No, not twins.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I have a 24-year-old, and we have the same birthday. So she'll be turning 25 soon.
Okay.
And I have an 18-year-old, 17, and my son is the youngest. He's 15.
Okay, so let me ask you about what you talk to your daughters about, because this time and age is different. Young ladies are totally different than when I was growing up and before that. I mean, some of them come out looking like they're 25 and they too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and you know, and now the times have changed, the clothing has changed, the attitudes have changed. What are some of the things advice you give your daughters on how they should maneuver and operate through life?
I think one of the advice to me, you know, when I look at mine, because we all are different, all our kids are different, all based on what you see as a parent. Because I think as a parent, it is our goal to look in them. You want to praise the things that they do well, but for me, I look at 10 years down the road, and what are some of the things that I see could be a challenge to you if you don't correct.
Right.
So we want to praise the things that they do well, but at the same time, for me, I look at the things because I want them to succeed no matter what. So for my kids, you know, I just try to always tell them the same things that I've learned growing up. You know, first of all, just be humble, love everyone, care, take care of yourself, focus. You know, it's all about, you know, focus on the things that you want to do, and just some of the same things that, you know, we talk about all the time.
You know, I know with a lot of the things that you see a lot of these young ladies, and I remember I was watching a special, and a big thing for a lot of the girls, they wanted to be the video vixens, or they had to get up, marry a ball player or somebody in a professional athlete,
right?
And then all the drama that comes with it.
Yeah, we get that a lot, and you see a lot of that today, and I think a lot of it is just because of what we see, the things that are out there. But at the end of the day, you have to, and that's some of the things that I try to tell my kids as well, is that, you know, you have to look into the heart of an individual. You have to really see who they are as an individual first. You know, you don't look on the outside.
Right, and it's very hard to do that.
Very hard.
Very hard
nowadays.
Because, you know, people wear all kind of masks, and you got to get through so many different type of layers to really even know who the individual is you're sitting in front of, standing next to, or talking to.
Right.
Because it's so much deeper than what you expect. You know, I saw a video of a little girl. She had to be I want to give her 5 max years old, and she was twerking and doing this little dance, and the adults were throwing dollars at her.
Yeah. And see, that goes back. That bothers me when I see that, because, you know, you wonder why, you know, things are the way they are, and with a lot of our kids, it's because of what they see and what we're as adults are allowing.
Right.
So we just have to do a better job. And like I said, it always starts with leadership.
Right, because, you know, I know, were the young ladies aggressive when you were growing up, or in high school and college? Were they aggressive?
No, I mean, you may have a few that, you know, just bad and bold. But for the most part, they were not as aggressive as, you know, I can see some out today. You know, so it's a lot different. It's just a different time. I think the respect different is a whole lot less of that now. even respect for yourself as an individual.
Right, and I
Yeah.
think it's a lot of breakdown of, like you said, all the stuff that's out there and what they see. Because I've seen some of these shenanigans with these girls going to prom. One had her behind out; she had on the thong see-through. Another,
Oh my God.
I'm like, wait, hello. First of all, as a parent, I wish my daughter would
Yeah.
have rolled up on me talking about, can I wear this?
Yeah.
We would
Yeah,
have
my
been in the
daughter,
news for
I
a
mean,
whole different
Yeah, what she
reason.
wore for her prom, it was already a challenge for me already, with some of the back, and I'm like, whoa. But,
But I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
she wasn't walking around with her behind
no,
out.
absolutely no. We can't do that. Yeah.
And some people are like, well, they gotta live. No, they can live, but
See,
then
that's
we're
the thing.
causing problems.
See, that's the thing, people always say we got to live. I mean, what is living? Let's define what living really
Right.
is. Define what your living is, because if you really break it down, what you may call living is really not living.
No, and
Yeah.
Living is peaceful. I mean,
Right.
there shouldn't be any stress or anything
Right.
about it. But today, how many of us are really living?
Mhm.
How many of us are?
Right.
I mean, because every day is a challenge. When you wake up, it's a great day because you've been validated, you're breathing.
Mhm.
But it's what you do as you're walking through the day.
Right.
What are your results from that day? And I notice a lot of women. What advice do you have women to say, I don't need nobody, I can do it all by myself, I don't need a man?
Well, although we think that is true and it sounds good, but at the end of the day, we all need somebody.
Right.
Period. In any aspect of it, we are built to need to have other people in our lives to support. That's just the human nature of us.
Yeah, I say that too, and I want to say this all to my young ladies out there and women out there that are like myself that are single.
Mhm.
I'm not single because I have to be. I'm single because it's a choice.
Right, it's a choice.
And I'm that way because I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm selfish right now for me.
Mhm.
I've taken care and done everything for everybody else. Now it's time for me to do it for me.
Mhm.
So a lot of times when our women come in and we are really forceful on you guys, and I know a lot of players, you see them in the news,
Mhm.
they get all these women get all excited. How difficult is that to separate yourself from all that nonsense?
Right. Well, it's difficult, but it all depends on who you are and how you live your life, and your perspective on things.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we're going to get
Yeah,
deeper
let's
into
talk about
that.
it. Yep.
You guys, you're listening to Destiny Talk Live.
Sensation Station Network. Radio 2, Atlanta.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Hey, Brenna.
Hey, Prime.
Spring is in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Love is too, and the weather makes it nice to be out with your boo on a date, unless you don't have any money.
That's so true. But what are we going to do?
The Loop is going to look out for the people, because our loyal listeners look out for us on ssnatl.com, Radio Knock Them Down. Now, we want you to share the good vibes with other people, those you like.
Or even the ones that you don't like, because, hey, they need it too.
Plus, we got enough to go around for everybody.
Oh, so share and share alike?
Oh, absolutely.
Like the post, tag 5 of your friends, and share the live.
When you hear us say,
you know what to do.
Tell them we on, so you can get this quick trip gift card right around the city, 285, 75, 85, top down, wind blowing your hair back, and the gas is on us. And maybe some treats too, so do this.
Like the post, tag 5 of your friends, and share the live.
When you hear us say, tell them we on, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. when you're inside the loop with Sean Prime and Brennan B.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Gotta get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! It's now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Major key alert. Life is like school. You will be tested, so pass it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com. Brought to you by Get Schooled and the Ad Council.
Hey, Brenna.
Hey, Prime.
Spring is in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Love is too, and the weather makes it nice to be out with your boo on a date unless you don't have any money.
That's so true. But what are we going to do?
The Loop is going to look out for the people because our loyal listeners look out for us on SSNATL.com, Radio Not Come Down. Now, we want you to share the good vibes with other people, those you like.
Or even the ones that you don't like, because, hey, they need it too.
Plus, we got enough to go around for everybody.
Oh, so share and share alike?
Oh, absolutely.
Like the post, tag 5 of your friends, and share the live.
When you hear us say,
you know what to do.
Tell them we on, so you can get this quick trip gift card right around the city, 285, 75, 85, top down, wind blowing your hair back, and the gas is on us. And maybe some treats too, so do this.
Like the post, tag 5 of your friends, and share the live.
When you hear us say, tell them we on, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. when you're inside the loop with Sean Prime and Brennan B.
If you're a single man under the age of 35, you'd probably like to know what the ladies are looking for on an online dating site. A guy who had a few drinks and later got pulled over for buzzed driving. See, that could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And doesn't a guy who's back living with his parents but calls them my roommates just scream Mr. Right?
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the
Shopping for a new Kia, your timing couldn't be better. Why? Because Cobb County Kia is now Jim Ellis Kia of Kennesaw, Georgia's newest Kia dealership. Better service, selection, and value. All the things you expect from a Jim Ellis family dealership. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned vehicle or need to service your existing Kia, Jim Ellis Kia of Kennesaw is ready to earn your business. Save on virtually every vehicle in stock during the America's Best Value Summer Sales event. Right now, save $8,326 off MSRP. That's $8,326 on a 2018 Kia Sorento. Example, Sorento stock number JK132's MSRP is $28,325. After the customer cash, bonus cash, and Jim Ellis discount, sales price is only $19,999. Just add TABT and state fees. Shop online or in person, same great service either way. Learn more at Jim Ellis of Kia of Kennesaw.com. Stop by for the VIP experience at 1221 Auto Park Drive in beautiful Kennesaw.
And so a new American industry has been born. Sensation Station Network.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Destiny Talk Live. We're here with Walt Harris, and he's telling us some good stuff about his journey and just advice. I want to give a big shout out to Dwayne Baker, T. Andrews, for tuning in. Thank you very much. And so Lawrence Young says, I tell my daughter, don't introduce me to a man you love. Introduce me to a man who loves and respects you. And Silas says, taking prayer, the Pledge of Allegiance, the arts and music out of school system is also contributing to the crisis in our communities. And that is true.
Good.
You know, and on this part, we talk about family. So let's wind back to sophomore year, you get in, junior year, you start, and your senior year, you start, then you go to Mississippi State.
Yep.
So how was your family from all this new attention that you're getting now that you're at Mississippi State?
Family was still family, you know, at that time. You know, they were obviously excited. I was the very first one to end up going to college.
That's awesome.
Out of 11. So, you know, they were excited for me. It was an opportunity. My mother saw it as an opportunity for me to be able to get out of a small town and do something that no one else were able to do. So she really was very proud of me and really wanting me to do well. But there were times in my first year in college where it was a challenge for me to stay there. You know, you have all the things where you came from pulling on you to go back.
Right.
And, you know, you have a girlfriend that you want to go back to and hang back there and pull back there. And so I remember calling my mom and telling her, hey, you know, I just want to go back home. And I thank God this day, that she didn't. She was like, no, you're gonna stay. This is an opportunity. Blah blah blah. And from that point on, I stayed, and obviously, I'm here. But when I look at a situation like that, it lets me know, and it showed me that how, when you come out of something, you come from somewhere, and you're being pushed forward. There are always going to be things that want to pull you back, and you have to continue to push forward. And that is kind of like my motto. What you may see my posting is always Code Kim. You have to cancel out all those distractions early and keep it moving.
Seabiscuit.
Yeah, absolutely.
And blinders
yeah,
on.
I love that. Yeah, so that the college life was a challenge at the beginning, but over time I eventually got used to it.
Mhm.
I got used to kind of being away a little bit because I used to come home all the time.
Mhm.
But you begin to evolve, you begin to get used to that atmosphere and begin to embrace it. And the more I embrace change, the more things were a whole lot better for me.
I like that. I want to give a shout out to Elijah Lewis, Daryl Hinton. Thank you guys for tuning in. And Silas says having a good and strong support system is very important, and that is true.
Yes.
So let me ask you this: pro time.
Mhm.
You get to the pros. I see the parents and stuff. I think they more hyped than the kids. So how was that moment for your family?
Everybody was excited for me, in the draft day, just everything leading up to it. But me, I was just, okay, this is an opportunity. There was no pressure for me at the time. I was just really just wanting to make sure that I did well. I ended up being drafted. We had a great time at the draft party, that whole piece there. But for me, the thought that came in my head the day I was drafted was, okay, I got to do well. Everything is on my shoulder. I have to perform because, this is a huge responsibility.
So you were, what was it, in the first round, 1996 draft, 13 or what?
13th pick overall. Yeah.
In the first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you
Small
were
town. So
yeah,
that
so
was,
you were a bad boy then, because you went the first round.
well, hey, just signing a contract on that level, on that professional level, is just something that I could, many people were not able to do or not able to do. So I'm very thankful for just being able to make it on that level. Yeah.
We really do appreciate all the stuff that you're doing now. So fast forward,
Mhm.
you're retired.
Mhm.
What is Walt Harris doing now?
Walt Harris is into trying to connect all professional athletes together as one. I have an organization, company, Official Pro Players. First of all, let me just say I'm on the board with the Former Players Association Atlanta chapter. And we do a lot of things together, community-based. Just try to keep the guys connected, understanding the benefits and that whole piece there. But I also, out of that, I formed my company, Official Pro Players, which is basically a network of all professional athletes. I have a big vision and a dream to see all professional athletes together, connecting with one another, and doing something together better than we can do as an individual. That's
Right.
my biggest belief. Let's come together. Let's use this platform that we have. Let's figure out what we can do great and help each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, are you guys looking at doing community service type things,
Yeah.
helping communities? Okay. Well, I'm going to put you on the spot, and I'll do it off the air. I won't do it on the air because I don't like doing it. There's
If
an
it's-
organization here called Cares that has a cancer run that they're doing this weekend, and I've been putting it out there, trying to get people to donate time, water, whatever, to help this successful. They lost their daughter at 6 to a brain tumor, what they said, a rare pediatric cancer. And I just can't get people to jump on. So
Hit me up. Hey, I'm right here.
Talk
let's
to you
do
about
it.
that. And
Absolutely.
then we'll come back, we're going to talk about some events you got coming up.
Okay.
Because I want to make sure that the people are there and they can come out and have some fun with the
do
Official
it.
Pro
Great
Players.
cause, too.
You guys stay tuned.
Great leaders aren't born, they're made. And not just anywhere. They're made in special places by special qualified trainers in places like the Academy of Creative Coaching. The Academy of Creative Coaching is an international certification program with courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, and cultural competency coaching. Courses are online, hybrid, or face-to-face. The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world. Make a positive change in yourself and the world. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com.
We're more connected than ever before. 90% of America's students use some form of social media, but not all of it's used in a good way. Hurtful posts online are leading to social isolation for many. Psychologists say it's bullying in a brand new way. Well, Beyond Differences and I Keep Safe are looking to change that with ideas for students, their parents, and even teachers. Take the pledge to be kind online and learn more at wearekindonline.com.
Attention, licensed financial professionals. Are you looking to provide client solutions for longevity risks, withdrawal rate risks, and sequence of return risks? If you answered yes, then Game Plan Financial Marketing could be right for you. We help financial professionals at every level of production by providing mentoring, sales training, and marketing support to help you grow your business. At Game Plan, our top priority is supporting you and helping you reach that next level of success on your terms, not ours. New team members receive a personalized, step-by-step marketing guide to help take your business to the next level. Claim your copy today. Call Brian Cantrell at 404-889-6317. That's 404-889-6317. Offer is intended for licensed insurance professionals only.
Station. Coming soon, man. Network.
Impressed. Major key alert. Life is like school. You will be tested, so pass it.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchooled.com. Brought to you by Get Schooled and the Ad Council.
Hey guys, welcome back to Destiny Talk Live. We're here with Walt Harris. If you're listening and you want to be a part of the conversation, please go ahead, type your comment in the comment section. We'll read it out loud on air and then we'll answer it. If you're listening to us on TuneIn Radio, go ahead and dial 678-613-5857. Walt, we have a question from one of our listeners. He said, did you have mentors you trusted to teach you about money, retirement, and investment? And would you teach those nuggets? So did you have someone that helped you save your money, not take your money?
Well, I will say this. I will say growing up from my home, we didn't have resources. We didn't have money.
Right.
So when you grow up in a household where you don't have that, when you get it, you don't know what to do with it. So for me, to answer the question, did I? No, I didn't. But I had to learn. And there's a learning curve with that. And I think nowadays things are a lot easier and a lot better, and a lot of information is out there for us to learn a whole lot faster with it. You don't have to take a class. It's all on the internet. It's everywhere to tell you what to do. But did I have a financial mentor at the time growing up? Not at all. And so it was a learning curve for me. But at the same time, I got as much information as I could. I make my mistakes, but I know I'm more in the know than what I was before.
And that's what's important.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what you got coming up and your organization, because I have some people here wanting to know how do they get more information about you.
Yeah, just you can go to officialproplayers.com. I am on Facebook as well. Official Pro Players is my organization company, and you can learn a lot about some of the things that we're doing. It's basically to engage, unite, and empower. That's our motto with Official Pro Players. The first phase is to engage, to get us all together, to engage with one another, then unite. And then as we unite, we can then become empowered within ourselves, and then be empowered to go out and do things in the community that can be a lot more effective than we doing it all by ourselves. So I naturally put on different events all throughout the year. We try to support a charity cause all throughout the year with different things that we do. And so next Saturday, actually, we have our annual day cruise that we have coming up. It's a fundraiser giving dollars back to domestic violence. Rose of Sharing is the charity organization where all the proceeds will be going back to. If they missed it last year, it was off the charts. It was great. We had a great time. It's red carpeted, all-inclusive food. We have a Hawaiian theme this year. It's going to be wonderful. It's a Hawaiian theme, so the attire is Hawaii.
And where is it going to take place?
It's going to be up on the lake, up in Lake Lanier Islands.
Okay.
So it's going to be a great time, We have some entertainment, DJ, music. It's a nice charter yacht, and so we had a great time last year and the year before, but this time it's going to be even better. I'm excited for it, and the biggest thing about it, we have some NFL athletes that are going to be coming, some VIPs, and we're going to have a great time because of the cause. What it's doing is giving dollars back to the cause of domestic violence, and that is a huge issue that I'm trying to advocate for.
So tell them how they can get tickets.
So you can get tickets at officialproplayers.com, officialproplayers.com, or you can go directly to oppdaycruise.eventbrite.com. I would love the support.
And you guys, I have that also on my page, and I'm definitely going to try to be there.
Yes.
You know, to support and see what I can maybe broadcast or do something for you out there. We'll see, you know, so we can make sure we get everybody out there, because I'm a big supporter of the domestic violence cause, having lost a friend to it, and just been around and seeing it happening, and people, it's a shame that this is such a problem still, and the laws still haven't caught up with to protect the women and men who are victims of domestic violence, as well as our children, because teenagers are now falling into this heavy realm of domestic violence.
It stretches all areas, no matter what, no matter black, white, men, women.
It doesn't matter.
No matter what level you're on, it's an epidemic that, you know, I want to try to make sure that I can do whatever I can to help support the domestic violence awareness piece on it.
Yeah, and I love doing that. I've been to a couple of events that he's thrown, and I tell you what, guys, it's been absolutely amazing. The people that are there, I met the Symphony Chip guy there, and he was great. Been plugging him into different things, and that's what it's about. If we can all get together and just plug one another, it's great. And even though, guys, you know, he played for the enemy.
You call him the enemy?
This is still my man. I mean, like, you know, come on, Redskins. You know, we ain't even supposed to be in the same room.
They paid me the money. I got to go there, you know.
I'm not mad at you. I probably would have played for him, too. Right. But no, Walt, I really do thank you for taking your time out today, coming and talking with me, because I know you have a busy schedule. And Jonathan Reed says, so I'm hanging with you at the event on Lake Lanier.
Right. Come on out, John. Come on out, man.
I am definitely, like I said, I've been pumping it on my page.
Yeah.
Is there, are you running any contests or raffles or anything right now to get people to come, or what's the deal?
We have not. I don't.
Okay.
We have not done any of that yet. The tickets are definitely going fast and rolling well. So there's a limited portion on it. So if you have not gotten your ticket yet, don't wait the last minute.
Yeah, please don't.
Because listen, you're gonna miss a great opportunity, a fun time. Yeah.
Say, Sherman, I thank you for tuning in. We were talking about you earlier and saying congratulations to you on graduating, getting your degree, and
absolutely.
You know, we're both super proud of you.
Congrats, Sherman. Yeah, man.
I told him you my dude, so I have to support and plug you always. And my brother, I'm going to have to talk bad about him because he's a Raider fan, and he got nerves be calling us cowgirls and dead skins.
Who's that? Who's doing this?
Yeah, Silas, we're going to put you out on blast.
Come on, Silas.
Yeah,
What's up with that?
Yeah.
Give her a break. Give her a break.
He don't know nothing about that, though.
That was a fighting word.
Yeah, I know. It's all right. You know I'm going to get him. But at any rate, Sherman, again, thank you for tuning in. And then, Walt, like I said, one more time, tell them how to get the tickets.
Yep, oppdaycruise.eventbrite.com.
And you guys, please go and support the official pro players. And if you are out there, Sherman, I'm throwing this to you too, and you know players who are no longer playing, they're out of the league, and they're in the Georgia area, or just period, wherever they are, make sure you guys connect. Make sure you get them connected with Walt, and I'll make sure I'll have the information for you and pump it out there. Because again, if we all bring together, I like his quote. He says, we can and will achieve much more together as a united front than we ever will apart as individuals. And I totally believe that, because we just have to pull together. We got to make things happen.
Let's support one another. Let's get on each other's, side and find out what they're doing, getting more involved and just helping each other.
Now, for our men and our women and families all together, what is some advice that you would give them?
Man, love. At the end of the day, love, and because when I look, I watch a lot of politics all the time, and I just to kind of see what's going on. I'm not a politician, but at the end of the day, all the issues that we have going on out in the world today, when we really put the root of the cause, it's really just a lack of love for one another, really. So we got to do much more of that.
I always tell people, in order to love, though, you got to love
You got to love yourself.
And if you
gotta
don't know
love
how to
yourself.
do that,
Don't
it's
do that.
time for
Absolutely.
you to
Yeah.
get on board and learn to do that.
And that's one thing I always say, know thyself first.
Right.
You can't do much of anything unless you know who you are
Yeah,
yourself.
and if you don't, I mean, you're leading down that spiral path.
Yeah.
Oh, and Sherman, thank you for putting that out there. I also want to give him the information about your event that you have coming up. So shoot that to me in an email so I can get it to Walt.
Yep.
And he says, my brother said, just to let you know, we're confused fans.
Confused.
He'll be all right. He'll be all right. You guys, you're listening to Destiny Talk Live. And again, Walt, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
The dream of the future brought to reality by
Sensation Station Network. You don't know the power of the Sensation Station Network. You the power.
You cannot let a fear of failure, or a fear of comparison, or a fear of judgment stop you from doing what it is you do.
Let's talk about Destiny. Destiny Talk. Hey guys, welcome back to Destiny Talk Live. I'm your host, Cherry G. If you're listening to us today, we have Walt in the house. He's going to be here for a few more minutes, and then I know he has to leave. But we are talking to him about just the greatness he's doing with his organization, Official Pro Players. If you're listening to us and you want to be a part of the conversation, please go ahead, type your comment in the comment section, and we'll read it out loud and discuss it. If you're listening to us on TuneIn Radio and you want to be a part, you can call at 678-613-5857, or you can type your comments in there. I know we just have a few more minutes with you, but there was something I did want to ask you, and it goes back to our men. We have, I read somewhere where a lot of these schools, as far as it comes to African-American athletes, young men, there's a controversy of that they're not getting the education and the grades. They're just being passed on because they're good at the sport. What is some advice not only would you give to that young player who sees themselves in that situation where they're not the most astute, and then their parents encouraging the nonsense? What would you say to people?
Yeah. For me, you are a lot more than what you think you are, and you got to know that you are. You want to always surround yourself with those that are pulling you and pushing you out there to be better than how you think you are, because the scripture says, as a man thinketh, so is he. So you got to change the way you think. And for me, I just want to encourage you that you can do more. You can do more than what you think you can. And you need to just continue to surround yourself around those that are stretching you, people that are a lot smarter than you, people that you may feel uncomfortable at the time, but over time you eventually realize that, you know what, we're adaptable people at the end of the day. So your environment is really, really important.
Yeah, I would say that you have to surround yourself around people who know more than you.
Absolutely.
If you know that they got better grades, those are the ones you want to be friends with,
Right.
because those friends that got better grades are going to encourage you to get better grades, and they're going to help you get better grades. But nowadays, we think being smart is a bad thing.
Not at all.
I mean,
And because
I've never understood that.
Yeah, and I tell my kids, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I know what it feels like. I know what it feels like if once you get older and you feel like you're incapable of doing something, incapable of knowing something.
Right.
So in order to beat that, you need to address it now.
Right.
Get knowledge, get information, train yourself, get stronger in
Right.
all aspects of your life, because eventually as a man, when you feel like you're incapable of doing something, it weighs on you, because we are built to be needed. We are built to do great things.
Right.
Yeah.
I have an attorney friend that says, do you want the pain of discipline or you want the pain of regret?
Right.
Which one do you want to deal with?
My pastor used to say, don't do what feels good, do what produces good.
Right.
Yeah.
And so Silas says, if you are the smartest person in your room or circle, then you are in the wrong circle. And
Silas
that is true.
He is on point. Get
Yeah.
out of that environment.
Yeah,
eventually.
you gotta
get. Yeah. You want to try to help support and bring those people up, but you can't stay there too long, because, like I say, we adapt. So either you want to adapt up or you want to adapt and stay the same.
I like the motto here at the station. It says radio not dumbed down. And I like to take the radio out and say that I'm living a life that's not dumbed down. I'm
Right.
not going to adjust my greatness to down to your
Right,
level.
right,
You
right.
know,
You gotta
I'm
come
not
up to
going to go
mine.
down.
Right.
I'm going to go up, but I'm
Right.
not going to go down.
Right, absolutely.
You know, and it's hard because you, like you said, we're faced with a lot of things. And today, I think our children, unfortunately, aren't taught responsibility. They're not taught accountability, and they don't work through conflict. Their way of working through conflict is shooting or killing you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no more
It's
conversation.
It's that easy way out
Right.
again.
It's not
It's that
the,
easy
you
way
know,
out.
when we were growing up, it was the baddest one hit to stick out my hand,
Right.
you know, or we walking
Cross
around.
this
and-
line.
Right, yeah.
Hey, cross this line.
Or we walking around with our shoulders connected
Right.
in a circle saying, push me, don't push me, you know.
Right.
But now you can't even brush up against somebody without the fear of getting stabbed or shot.
Right.
You know, that's how crucial it is. And
Right.
so with the times, the ways times are, fellas, men, black, white, orange, green, Chinese, whatever you want to be. The key to it is research. Do your research.
Yes, man.
Find ways to make your life better. You don't have to stay stuck in the situation you're in. You can change it. So, guys, stay tuned. You're listening to Destiny Talk Live.
Deliberate dumbing down. Dumb down society.
Deliberate dumbing down of America.
Dumb down public. Why would they do this?
Sensation Station Network. Radio, not dumbed down.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her?
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge?
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! It's now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend?
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Coming to Tampa Bay, I said we want to win a Super Bowl, and I believe we will.
From IamSecond.com.
We came close, but never really did win that championship.
Former NFL head coach Tony Dungy.
At the end of my 6th year, I was fired, and it was one of the biggest disappointments of my life. Next year, I'm in Indianapolis, get to the playoffs, but get knocked out again. And for the next couple of years, it's the same thing. Everyone is saying Colts are never going to win one. And I did wonder, why didn't it pan out the way I thought it would? But I determined that I had to have Christ first, and that everything else came below that, including my own desires. The next year, that ended up being our year to go to the Super Bowl and win it, and it was a wonderful feeling. Every decision I make, I'm going to make it through the lens of Jesus Christ, and He'd guide us to that ultimate victory. I'm Tony Dungy, and I am second.
Okay, so 5 tacos of cheese and a large soda. That's $10,012. Please drive around.
Wait, 10,000 what?
It's obvious you're buzzed and driving.
I've only had a few. I'm fine.
Yeah, the food's $12, but getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Please drive around. Actually, just park and come in.
Nothing kills a buzz like getting pulled over for buzz driving, because buzz driving is drunk driving. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Shopping for a new Kia, your timing couldn't be better. Why? Because Cobb County Kia is now Jim Ellis Kia of Kennesaw, Georgia's newest Kia dealership. Better service, selection, and value. All the things you expect from a Jim Ellis family dealership. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned vehicle or need to service your existing Kia, Jim Ellis Kia of Kennesaw is ready to earn your business. Save on virtually every vehicle in stock during the America's Best Value Summer Sales event. Right now, save $8,326 off MSRP. That's $8,326 on a 2018 Kia Sorento. Example, Sorento stock number JK132's MSRP is $28,325. After the customer cash, bonus cash, and Jim Ellis discount, sales price is only $19,999. Just add TAVT and state fee. Shop online or in person, same great service either way. Learn more at Jim Ellis of Kia of Kennesaw.com. Stop by for the VIP experience at 1221 Auto Park Drive in beautiful Kennesaw.
Deliberate dumbing down.
Dumb down society. Deliberate dumbing down of America.
Dumb down public. Why would they do this?
Sensation Station Network. Radio, not dumbed down.
Hey guys, welcome back to Destiny Talk Live. I convinced Walt to stay just for a little more minutes because I wanted him to share this story with you. But I want to give a big shout out to Jay Wesley. Thank you for tuning in. Patrick Armstrong and Crystal Renee White. Thank you guys for tuning in. Walt, we were talking about how some of these guys feel stuck, and you were sharing a story with me offline. Can you share that with our listeners?
Yeah, I mean, I felt, just once I finished my career and even the transition, a lot of people don't understand even as a professional athlete, there's a transition that one has to go through, you know, and you leave the game. This is something that you've done your whole life, and all of a sudden now it's over. And now it's time to say, hey, what's next? And there was been a time in my life, and I was asking myself, man, I kind of felt stuck, didn't know what to do. I felt like I was incapable of a lot of things, and so I had to end up getting out of that place mentally. And and those are things that I try to even teach my kids. At the end of the day, I want them to get to a point to where they don't feel like they don't have the information, the knowledge, or the abilities to do what they need to do, because it's just a sad feeling. So in order to beat that at the forefront, you need to take advantage of all the information that's out there now. Chase your dreams, start thinking about what you want to do, and putting some things in place, putting it in action. There's no excuse. If it's not now, when? When?
I mean, why put off today for tomorrow?
Right.
You understand? Because tomorrow's not promised.
Right.
Now, you said you had to get out of that rut.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was a process to that, because it wasn't overnight.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I was stuck in my basement for a long time. Didn't want to watch football. Didn't want to do anything. It's just like, it was like, what now? Just going through an emotional time. But for me, I told myself, you know what? Instead of me trying to think about myself, let me go and get involved and try to help somebody else. And that's when I got more involved into the Atlanta chapter. Let me see some of the guys that I played with. Let me get more in that familiar atmosphere that I'm used to, and see what they have going on, what they're doing, and that's going to maybe help me, get in motion. And so over time, that really helped me. That really, we started doing different things in the community, and I started to help other people, and that gave me a sense of direction. It gave me a sense of purpose to just help people figure out what their needs are and just be who I am naturally.
First and foremost, I thank you for sharing that, because a lot of times we as fans, we forget you're human.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
We forget that you guys get old like we do.
Yeah.
Or we forget that you guys are going to retire and not play anymore. We forget those things.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it could be, and I'm only imagine, you got all this, everybody sees you, and then when now you step out of the limelight,
yeah, and
that's a big change where nobody's following you, running you down anymore. But that's an adjustment, I can imagine.
Yeah, and actually the biggest adjustment was the fact that you go from playing a sport to where you have hundreds of thousands of people watching you, and you're playing a game that's high intensity, and you have that. It's just a rush that you have playing the sport. Your body is trained for it. And all of a sudden it's gone. And that's where a lot of athletes or people in whatever area that's similar to that, you're done with it, and you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I get that same how do I get that same push like I had before?
Right.
And so that leads people to start doing different things to just try to find that same excitement. And sometimes it's the wrong thing.
Yeah, I can relate that to, like, with being a parent, being parents. Okay, like for me, I was surrounded with my kids. Everything was about them. But when they all graduated, moved on, got married, then it was left like, what do I got to do? Who is this person I got to focus on now? So it changes.
Yeah.
So you went from crowds, and then when someone's coming, and I'm saying that I brought that up because it's the same thing as if they weren't playing pros. If they're just a regular parent.
Yeah.
Just somebody doing a regular job. When your sense of responsibility, or you think people need you, or they got to have you there, and then you're not needed as much anymore. That's a big adjustment in life.
Right, and because it gave you a sense of identity.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing also, is to start reflecting back. Is that who I am?
Right.
Or was that something that I did?
Right.
And so we have to be very cautious of what we label as who we are versus something that we did.
Right.
And so it's so important for us to find out who we are. And so that's me, know thyself. Find out who the real Walt Harris really is.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you know, you said you left the pros, spent some time in the basement. I mean, you know, and nobody likes to bring the word depression out, but that's a form of depression. You
Yeah.
get depressed and you sit there and you start thinking like, oh gosh, I'm not needed, but you are,
Yeah.
because now with you going out, other players that are probably feeling the same way now, they're part of the, you know, your organization. Y'all all get together and y'all start doing things out in the community.
When we start
now,
doing positive
right.
things, we start doing things that's
you
that's
bring 'em
helping
up.
others and bringing them up, that give you a sense of purpose, sense of realizing, you know, guys may figure out, hey, I actually want to do this now. You know,
Right.
it gives you some direction. But to stay in the basement or to stay stagnant is not good for too long.
You and James Thornton, when I met you guys both
Yeah.
together, I commend what both of you are doing, because you know he has done the same kind of thing.
Awesome guy, man.
You know,
Yeah,
works
yeah.
with the homeless
Yeah.
and the Covenant House.
Yeah.
And I think that is just amazing. And a lot of you guys, and then you got Sherman out there working with the kids, and then you trying to get them not to follow the same path he
Yeah.
took.
Right.
You know, and change. So I think that's great what you guys are doing. And you know, you got my vote. I'm always be there to support the
Thank you.
official pro players, and
Thank
you know,
you.
and do what I ever can for your
Yeah.
efforts, because I
Appreciate that.
truly believe in what you guys are doing, because we need more of it.
Yeah, yeah.
We need more of it.
Thank you.
You guys stay tuned. We're listening to Destiny Talk Live, and before I get off, I want to say thank you to Sky. I'm Cover Reese. Why do I always say your name wrong, Sky? Have a good one.
Sensation Station Network.
They say everyone should have one. I'm thinking about getting me an appointment.
Great leaders aren't born, they're made. And not just anywhere. They're made in special places by special qualified trainers in places like the Academy of Creative Coaching. The Academy of Creative Coaching is an international certification program with courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, and cultural competency coaching. Courses are online, hybrid, or face-to-face. The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world. Make a positive change in yourself and the world. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com.
Attention, licensed financial professionals. Are you looking to provide client solutions for longevity risks, withdrawal rate risks, and sequence of return risks? If you answered yes, then Game Plan Financial Marketing could be right for you. We help financial professionals at every level of production by providing mentoring, sales training, and marketing support to help you grow your business. At Game Plan, our top priority is supporting you and helping you reach that next level of success on your terms, not ours. New team members receive a personalized, step-by-step marketing guide to help take your business to the next level. Claim your copy today. Call Brian Cantrell at 404-889-6317. That's 404-889-6317. Offer is intended for licensed insurance professionals only.
Do you love great-fitting jeans with trendy styles? Go to riskdenim.com and check out their fabulous form-fitting premium denim jeans, sizes 1 to 24. Their accurate size charts are designed to make your online shopping experience easier, offering free shipping and no hassle returns, because their motto is, you should look your hottest at all times. riskdenim.com, jeans for beautiful women. If you want to stand out in a crowd, get your jeans today at riskdenim.com.
We're more connected than ever before. 90% of America's students use some form of social media, but not all of it's used in a good way. Hurtful posts online are leading to social isolation for many. Psychologists say it's bullying in a brand new way. Well, Beyond Differences and I Keep Safe are looking to change that with ideas for students, their parents, and even teachers. Take the pledge to be kind online and learn more at wearekindonline.com.
Sensation Station Network.
Say about that.
Welcome back, everybody, to Destiny Talk Live. I'm your host, Cherry G. We had Walt Harris in the house. If you guys missed the first half, he had some great information he shared with us. And I'm going to make sure that you have his information about his events that he's having next weekend and the stuff that he's doing around in the community. And he talked a great deal to our young men, and wanted to encourage you guys that you don't have to stay in the situations that you are in. By no means do we think it's easy to get out of certain things or to change up, but nothing beats a failure but a try. And so it's okay to say, hey, I don't know what I need to do or how I need to do it, But then there is the resource that you can get somewhere and find out. You guys, some people say, well, I don't have access to a computer. You have access to a cell phone. If you have a cell phone, you can get on the internet. You can get on there with your provider and you can go through and you can look and find things to help yourself out, because I just want you guys to be encouraged, because nothing is going to be handed to you. Everything that you have to do from this point on in life, you have to work for it and get it. It's unfortunate that a lot of things have changed, that we're not held accountable anymore for our actions. And then the kids aren't responsible. You're not taught responsibility. Now, do I think all kids, all men, or all people are bad? No, I do not. What I'm simply saying is you heard it from someone who came from a small town in Georgia, LaGrange, Georgia, didn't decide to make football his career or a sport until his sophomore year in high school, makes it to Mississippi State, and then eventually goes on to be picked number 13 in the first round in the 1996 NFL draft with the Chicago Bears, and had an impressive 13-year run. Gets out, he says, hey, I'm not in the limelight, so I don't know what to do with myself. In the basement sulking, depression, he says. And then all of a sudden he decided, let me get out and see what I can do to make a difference in my life. He had to fix him first. Met up with other pro players, and look, now he has an organization called the Official Pro Players, where he's out there helping others and helping nonprofits and organizations do better and doing things that what they're doing. So, I want to encourage you guys to do that. Let's look at T.I. T.I., everybody know his story, but he still came back and gave to the hood, if you want to put it that way. He comes back and helps his community. Ludacris, you got a lot of these stars and these people that know how hard it was to make it, but they come back and give back. And I just want to say to our young men that are out there that are going through things, that you may be in school and you're not applying yourselves, or you just don't know what to do. I suggest just take a step back and reflect. Sometimes we have to turn the phone off. Sometimes we have to get in our quiet space and talk to ourselves and figure out, let's have a game plan. We talk a lot, and I talk a lot on the shows about setting SMART goals and setting plans for yourself. And we have to do that, not only just for work, but for our everyday lives. And what I mean by that is, have a game plan of what you want to do. Make sure your goals are SMART. They're measurable. They're attainable. They're reachable, and that you can do them. That you got to have the commitment. If you're not committed to change, then guess what you're going to be? Still stuck in the rut. Probably, like Walt said, still in that basement trying to get out. Everything that's quick and easy isn't always great for you. And let's take about what he was talking about and look at what's going on now in our communities. We joke about it on Facebook and all the other stuff, and we put the little memes up of people calling the cops on, while people who are of color and our young men. I want to share a story, like a gentleman, I think his name was, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but he was in Washington, D.C., walking his son in a park, and a lady decided to call because she said, I see a suspicious man pushing a baby stroller in the park. He so happened to be African American in an affluent community. That's the kind of stuff that we need to start paying attention. Why is it like that? Why is it that our young men or people of color or people, period, especially young men, are targeted? You got to look at who you want people to know about, what you want people to know about you, how you dress, how you appear, how you look, how you talk, how you act. Those play and weigh heavy on how society and people treat and address and look at you. And if we keep doing the things that are negative in light, then guess what? We're going to have to fight a little bit harder. Are we ever going to be equal? Probably never in this lifetime. But do we have to accept that? Absolutely not. We could just do different. Like Walt said, find things that will make you feel better about who you are and what you're doing. I encourage you to get out there and make a difference in your life. I dare you to be different. Change your environment, because you don't have to stay there. Like John said in the comment earlier, it's the environment. You don't have to be a product of it, because a lot of us come from environments that weren't all stellar. But we're out there pushing it, making waves, making changes, and doing different things. So I suggest that we do that. I like the fact that we're trying to change the behavior, the negative behavior that's so put on our young people today. Don't let one or two people be what the whole community and everybody thinks about you. So let's think about that. Like I said, you got young men out there. You may be smart, you may be good, but you're hiding it because of fear of being retaliated on because you know something a little bit more. Take yourself from that environment. Put yourself in an environment or hang around people that are like-minded or think more than you. If you're in those situations where the neighborhood's rough and you don't have a choice, you can make a difference in yourself. You just got to figure it out. I don't have the answers. All I know is that when you reach out, ask for help, or look, we can find those solutions and find things that can help you get to the next phase in life. And we're going to talk more about that, and we're going to talk to our young ladies on how you could be a little bit different. Guys, don't go anywhere. You're listening to Destiny Talk Live.
Do you love great fitting jeans with trendy styles? Go to riskdenim.com and check out their fabulous form-fitting premium denim jeans, sizes 1 to 24. Their accurate size charts are designed to make your online shopping experience easier, offering free shipping and no hassle returns because their motto is you should look your hottest at all times. Riskdenim.com, jeans for beautiful women. If you want to stand out in a crowd, get your jeans today at riskdenim.com.
When it comes to saving money, don't act like a baby.
Goo goo gaga.
Be the boss and make a budget.
I'm the boss, baby.
You're not the boss of me.
I am the boss of you.
Are not.
M2.
Are not.
M2.
Need a little help?
Aren't you going to do any work?
I'm very busy delegating.
Create a personalized savings plan.
We could share.
You obviously didn't go to business school.
And get other tools and tips at feedthepig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Great leaders aren't born, they're made. And not just anywhere. They're made in special places by special qualified trainers in places like the Academy of Creative Coaching. The Academy of Creative Coaching is an international certification program with courses in health and wellness coaching, spiritual coaching, relationship coaching, executive coaching, life coaching, and cultural competency coaching. Courses are online, hybrid, or face-to-face. The Academy of Creative Coaching is empowering coaches to empower the world. Make a positive change in yourself and the world. Go to academyofcreativecoaching.com.
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Up in the sky, it's a bird.
It's a plane!
Hey, welcome back to Destiny Talk Live. I'm your host, Cherry G. If you're just tuning in, we had Walt Harris in the house. Awesome guest. He was only in for a little bit, but we thank him for coming in and sharing his story. If you're listening to us on Facebook and you want to be a part of the conversation, please go ahead, type or text your comment in the comment section. We'll read it out loud and discuss it. If you're listening to us on TuneIn, go ahead and text or call your comments into 678-613-5857. I also want to give a big shout out to Orlando Watson. Thank you so much for tuning in. You know, we've had some great information that we got from Walt about just his journey and how to encourage our men and just families and people to do different in their lives. So this is the part where we like to encourage our women, and I want to empower some of my ladies on how to just be a better you and how to change life and do things different for you. So I have 8 tips on how to become a positively empowered woman. 1, it says you must know yourself. I know you guys hear that all the time. Why does she keep saying that? Why does she keep saying it? Well, because it's important for you to know who you are in order for you to be effective, not just for yourself or for others that are involved with you, around you, or in anyone else's life. You cannot possibly be anything positive to anyone if you're not positive to yourself. And in this article, it says an empowered woman knows who she is. Many women today feel as though they have lost themselves, and that can happen if you are a parent. Your children are gone. You no longer have to take care of them. And when I mean gone, they're graduated from high school, they're in college, or they're married, have their own families. you become lost, and you're like, what about what can I do with myself now? Who am I? So I just want you to encourage our women, know yourself. Take time for you. You don't have to be in a relationship right away. You don't have to be in someone's face right away. Take time for you. And if you're in a relationship, take time for you. Step back, read a book, find out what you like. You got to learn yourself all over again when you're coming into those type of situations. And with that being said, the next tip is keep learning. Never ever stop learning. Freeing and expanding your mind is one of the most imperative steps towards empowering yourself. So educate yourself in any way you can. So that didn't say that you couldn't keep learning because you're in a certain type of living situation or arrangement, or you're in certain social economic backgrounds. You can learn anything. I mean, like you're in the information age. You have information at your fingertips on your phones or whatever you have to do. You have to be able to empower yourself. So keep learning. Whenever you get to the point where you feel like you can't learn anymore, then you really stop growing. So, like we said, know yourself and keep learning. The third tip is to know what you want. That's a difficult one because it took me a minute and I'm still learning what I want to do. And it says an empowered woman knows what she wants. This means that she has goals and dreams for her life. They may or may not include marriage, a family, or rising up in the career ladder. Regardless of what the goals are, the empowered woman knows what she wants out of life. That is key. You gotta be there for you, because nobody else is going to be there for you but you. And if you don't know where you're going and know what you're doing or how you're trying to do it, you're not going to advance forward in life. So my ladies, again, we got some good tips here. It said, the first one said you needed to know yourself. Second one is keep learning. And the third one is know what you want. Now the fourth one is be independent. Now, this segment is super women. I don't need a man. I don't need nobody to do this. No. That's not what being independent means. Being independent means that you know that if you're in a relationship, if your mate cannot no longer work, that you can hold down that fort. You're independent enough that you know that you could go out and work and make things happen for you and your family. And if you're in a situation where you're not married or you're not in a relationship, that you can hold it down no matter what comes your way. You're going to be able to work through it. You're independent in thinking when it comes down to making things work for your life. So it says, when was the last time you left your house without your cell phone? Have you ever gone to a restaurant and had dinner all alone with just yourself, awesome self, for company? A lot of times we don't do that. Now, I go to the movies a lot by myself. I have dinner by myself. I do a lot of things by myself. And sometimes I found that gratifying, because then I can reflect on my day, my week, what's been going on, and then think about, okay, Cherry, how do you need to change this? What did you do that you didn't like, and what do you want to do to change and make it better? And then the next one, it says make connections. An empowered woman makes deep connections, both personal and professional. And I'm going to say this can be kind of hard, when it comes down to personal, because I know for myself, I'm not very inviting to bring people in. I'm going to, weigh my options before I bring you into my circle. But you got to make connections. It is important. And I'm not saying it always has to be love connections. It's connections. You got to have friends outside of your circle. You got to, in my circle, what I mean is me, you got to have people that you communicate with, you do things with, because it's healthy. It keeps healthy minds. It keeps you going, and it keeps you on your feet to think when you're in those ruts or those situations, how you can get out of it. So let's recap what I said. So the 5 steps so far, and there's 8. The first one was know yourself, keep learning, know what you want, and then be independent and make connections. So number 6 is give back. When you help others, you will help yourself. And that is a hard thing for a lot of people to do. And I try to do community service, like help with nonprofits and charities and helping people with that, because it makes me feel good, because I feel like I'm contributing and making change or a difference somewhere. And it says when you give back to the community in any way you can, and you will be rewarded in more ways than one. So try volunteering, try going out, and if you have abilities where you could teach somebody a trade or job, don't always look for money in that. Look at a way that you can help bring somebody out without getting the monetary gain. Because guess what? If you can save and help and change one life, you have made a mass perfect decision, because that's helping someone else be able to pay it forward to someone else. Stay tuned, and I'm going to give you the other tips.
Sensation Station Network. Radio 2, Atlanta.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her.
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Keep a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve! It's now a good time? No? Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hey, Brenna.
Hey, Prime.
Spring is in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Love is too, and the weather makes it nice to be out with your boo on a date, unless you don't have any money.
That's so true. But what are we going to do?
The Loop is going to look out for the people, because our loyal listeners look out for us on ssnatl.com, Radio Not Come Down. Now, we want you to share the good vibes with other people, those you like.
Or even the ones that you don't like, because, hey, they need it too.
Plus, we got enough to go around for everybody.
Oh, so share and share alike?
Oh, absolutely.
Like the post, tag 5 of your friends, and share the live.
When you hear us say,
you know what to do.
Tell them we on, so you can get this quick trip gift card right around the city, 285, 75, 85, top down, wind blowing your hair back, and the gas is on us. And maybe some treats too, so do this.
Like the post, tag 5 of your friends, and share the live.
When you hear us say, tell them we on, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. when you're inside the Loop with Sean Prime and Brenna B.
Text us with your shout-outs and requests to 678-613-58557. Radio Not Come Down.
Hey everybody, this is the part of the show where we say happy birthday to all our people out there celebrating birthdays today. I want to give a big happy birthday to Thaddeus Baldwin, Copper Overton, and Melissa McLean. Melissa is having surgery, so that's a lady hard hitter Mel. I want you guys to pray for her, but also say happy birthday to Bobby Neal. So again, happy birthday Thaddeus Baldwin, Copper Overton, and Bobby Neal. You guys turn up, but be safe.
You use Tearless Baby Shampoo because it's gentle on your baby's eyes. You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You always test the bathwater to make sure it's not too hot. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You make sure she wears a helmet when she rides her bicycle. You put on his sunscreen, even when he's embarrassed his friends will see. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Is your child facing the right way in the car seat? Is the seat too big or too small? How do you know when it's time to move your child into the next type of seat? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. That's safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet, fingerling, Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Shopping for a new Kia, your timing couldn't be better. Why? Because Cobb County Kia is now Jim Ellis Kia of Kennesaw, Georgia's newest Kia dealership. Better service, selection, and value. All the things you expect from a Jim Ellis family dealership. Whether you're shopping for a new or pre-owned vehicle or need to service your existing Kia, Jim Ellis Kia of Kennesaw is ready to earn your business. Save on virtually every vehicle in stock during the America's Best Value Summer Sales event. Right now, save $8,326 off MSRP. That's $8,326 on a 2018 Kia Sorento. Example, Sorento stock number JK132's MSRP is $28,325. After the customer cash, bonus cash, and Jim Ellis discount, sales price is only $19,999. Just add TAVT and state fees. Shop online or in person, same great service either way. Learn more at Jim Ellis of Kia of Kennesaw.com. Stop by for the VIP experience at 1221 Auto Park Drive in beautiful Kennesaw.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me. Whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college. This is beyond a simple donation. It's the opportunity for America to invest in its kids and take an active stake in the future of the country. The return on your investment isn't money. What you get back is knowing you protected our potential. So one day, that potential can grow up to become surgeons and architects, executives and engineers, people who can change the future just by being a part of it. My name is Alicia, and I'm your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
Did you just look down at your phone? You did it again, didn't you? You know, you're flying down the road in a 3-ton hunk of steel, and a text takes your eyes off the road for an average of 5 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, that's long enough to travel the length of a football field and cause some serious damage. Turn it off. Trust me. Whatever it is, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
This is big business. This is the American way.
Sensation Station Network.
See ya.
Sensation Station Network.
I'm taking over this territory. From now on, it's mine.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Destiny Talk Live. Just before the break, I was talking to our young ladies on the 8 ways to become a more positively empowered woman. The first thing was, I said you needed to know yourself. Second, you need to keep learning. Third, you need to know what you want. Fourth, you need to be independent. Fifth, make connections. Sixth, give back, and we talked about it in a way of volunteering or helping others pull them up. Use your skills and trades to help someone learn or know something that doesn't know it. Volunteer your efforts at your local community centers, or just create a group and go help somebody. You don't necessarily have to make money from it, because the gratification should come from you helping someone else make a difference and a change in their life. And when you do things like that, money comes back to you. The next they said is to dream big. Don't be afraid to go after your dreams. No dream is too big or unobtainable. Now, I agree with that to a certain extent. You know, sometimes some of us will have these grandiose ideas and plans, but we do nothing to execute them. So that's where I disagree at the fact that it's not too big to dream. That's true. But if you don't do anything to execute the dream and make it a reality, then it's a waste of your time and your efforts if you're just dreaming and doing nothing with it. You know, I tell people, I dreamed of doing something different, doing something big and helping other people. And here I am on Sensation Station Network with Destiny Talk Live, speaking to thousands of you out there, trying to encourage and empower you to be different and better and walk into your destiny and be the person you're ordained to be. And the last but not least is empower others. You know, an empowered woman empowers others. That means you don't care about Susie Q or Bobby B or anybody being looking like they got more than you and having more than you. Encourage them and never look down at a person, because you never know what that person's journey is, their struggle is, what they're going through, or what they need to get to the next step in life. You just have to be able to empower others, encourage them to move forward, because you're going to need someone to empower you one day. And if you pay it forward, someone's going to pay it forward back to you. So ladies, here are again the 8 tips that you need to be a positively empowered woman. And that is, again, to make sure you know yourself, keep learning, know what you want, be independent, make connections, give back, dream big, and empower others. That's key. And I want to make sure that that doesn't just hang for women. Men, you can be the same way. You can also empower people in your community and your young men coming up. And I say this because I'm looking at all the stuff that's happening out here in this world today. I mean, I know you guys, we talked about it a little bit earlier with Walt earlier on the show about these prom dresses and these things. First of all, young ladies coming out with their behinds out of the dress. I mean, who in their right mind or parent thought it was okay for their daughter to have a thong bodysuit with a sheer skirt to go to a prom? I'm still trying to figure that one out. And or just, you know, half naked. You just got a piece of material covering your vital parts and that's it. We've got to be better about that. Sexy, beautiful isn't less. Sexy and beautiful is your attitude. It's how you carry yourself. When you carry yourself in a manner where you respect yourself, you know who you are, you're confident in the woman that you are, you don't have to dress skimpy. I call it LAS gear, and let you figure that out. You don't have to have LAS gear to be feeling like you somebody beautiful. You should be beautiful in a baseball cap, sweatpants, and some sneakers. You know, it's the way you walk in and how your presence commands attention because of your attitude, not because of what you're wearing. You know, I know a lot of us think, well, if I dress this way, I'm going to get this guy. That's not always the case, because I'm telling you, real men don't want to see what you sharing with everybody else, because then they're gonna know that you probably they're gonna, the biggest thing is gonna be how many other people, if I'm seeing it and I'm liking it, how many other people are experiencing the same thing I am. So the biggest thing from that is know yourself. Just treat yourself better. You know, I don't know what a lot of women out there are going through right now, because I'm not in that sector. I'm not out in the limelight where a lot of you are experiencing different things in life, and you feel like that you have to be a certain way. I'm not there, because I have learned to move into a different realm, do different things, and focus on charity. And a lot of times, guys, we have to be selfish and focus on ourselves in order to be a positive role model, not only to our kids, but to our brothers and sisters or people who look up to us. If we're not that for ourselves, we can't be it for anyone else. You know, so I just want to make sure that I say that to you. And John says here, ladies, don't try to change a man to whom you want him to be. It won't work, especially if he's independent and hard-headed. He said, and it will eventually come out that you're trying to change him. It said, you like him for a reason. Love him for that same reason. But do believe he can still be enhanced. You always want to make sure that you focus on who you, like John said, you can't change anybody, because the only time a person will make a difference or changes in their life is if that's what they want to do and that's what they want to be. Nobody can change anybody. So I want to kill that myth that you can change someone. You can't. Our young mothers out there, those of you that have babies that are in your teenage years, out of wedlock, whatever. It's so rampant nowadays. It's a part of the norm. Your life isn't over. Your life is just beginning, and it's not just beginning for you, but it's beginning for that young person that you brought in to this earth, the one that you breathe life into. Whether the father is there, the boyfriend is there, whatever. If they're not there, it's okay. Know that you are empowered to make a difference and a positive role model, not in just your child, but in yourself. We all have been through those type of situations. I mean, I was a teenage mother. I raised kids by myself, and you can do it too. We're all going to do it differently. We're going to have different journeys. But we have to make some type of commitment and sacrifice, not just to ourselves, but to the people who we're responsible for. So all the stuff that's out there about our young ladies aren't doing things positive, even our young men, that isn't true. I mean, I've met some quite amazing young ladies at school that I go to, Oglethorpe, and I've met some while doing this journey on the show that I'm just super proud of you young ladies. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep showing and being positive role models, not just for your sisters or your friends, but just for the community, period. And if you could do things to give back, give back. Nothing is worse than being successful, coming from the bottom, getting successful and forgetting to go back and pull somebody up with you. Never look down on a person, never judge a person. I always say, that old saying, never judge a book by its cover, because you don't know what the contents may read. Sometimes we as individuals, we get so hyped and excited about what we see physically that we really don't even know what makes that person tick or what's really behind the looks, because that's what counts. That's what matters. If you see a person and you guys can't sit down and hold an intelligent conversation, there's a problem there. You know, back earlier, like when I was reading the tips for the ladies, it said, how many times have you left the house without your cell phone or just turned it off? I don't suggest you leaving your house without the telephone or your cell phone because of the times that we're in. You need to have that just in case of emergencies. But if you're sitting down having dinner, turn it off. Turn it off. Spend that quiet time with you. If you're by yourself, or if you're with someone out, family or friends or whatever, turn the phone off and y'all have dinner. You could turn the phone back on when you finish dinner. But talk. We don't talk anymore. Our conversation is the cell phone. Our conversation is text messaging. Our conversation is Snapchat. Our conversations are Instagram. Those are the things that our conversations are. Social media, we don't even pick up the phone and talk anymore. How can you intimately have a relationship with someone when all you do is talk via social media? So we have to put social media down. Start communicating again, guys. Start having meaningful conversations. Not on text message, not on the phone, not through your social media platforms, but face one-on-one, in person. Get to know the person that way. You know, I was talking and I was thinking about all the stuff that we were going to talk with Walt today and some of the stuff he brought out. And I was like, man, how do I cover or things that can show, like he said, he's dealing with he does this weekend, the weekend coming up, he's working with the domestic violence and the different organizations. And I started thinking about all of the things that we have going on out here and how can we make a difference and make a change, not just in our lives, and how can I keep the message of empowering others to do better and be themselves and talk about it. And I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I got to thinking about it. You know, nobody likes to be preached to. So I have a challenge that's out there. We are putting together, when I say we, is Destiny Talk Live and the Money Credit Chick. We're putting together some seminars and stuff that we're going to do to empower you to change the way you think, the way you live, the way you want to be. And we're going to push that out there to you and see how many of you pick up on that. I put a post out to raise funds for the Cures Foundation. They're having a 5K cancer run this weekend, and I put it out there for 2 months. And I'm gonna tell you something, I was really disappointed because I look at all the stuff that's shared, and all the organization is asking for is a $5 or more donation, or whatever you can do. Whether you can't donate money, donate your time, water, or whatever. The run is to help families who are dealing with pediatric cancer, or their child has been diagnosed with some form of cancer, is to help them with their everyday lives. Help pay rent, help pay for the child's medication or food, or just comfort, some emotional, spiritual, and financial support. And I tell you, I was really disappointed because we raised $45 in 2 months. And I got there and I started looking, and I did an experiment. So I put some nonsense out on Facebook a little while back, and that thing was shared over 34 times, and I had close to over 1,200 views. Now here we are, and we're talking about how do we change and make things better, not just for men, women, but for our families. And I'm talking about how we all can come together as a unit. We should have been sharing this event to help this organization raise funds that are important for families who are dealing with children with cancer. They work with the Children's Hospital Atlanta and the Georgia Foundation of Brain Tumors here in Georgia. But they also help other areas throughout the world. And I think I mentioned they have it in California and Florida and some other ones. So I was like, man, this is going to catch on. This is going to get out there, and this is going to empower people to do something different. And no, it didn't. And all of you that did donate, I want to say thank you very much for your cause and for putting it out there. But I'm challenging everyone out there, not just for this cause, but anything that's about change, positive. Support that. Stop spreading the nonsense of little girls getting dollars thrown at them because they booty shaking. That little girl should have been sitting down learning how to read and write. It's sad to me that some of these kids can know a curse words, a song, or do the latest dances in the ignorance, but can't pass a test or don't know how to spell anything because we find it funny and we think it's great. We have to stop doing that, people. So that's what I was sitting here trying to think of. What is it can we do to make a difference and to make a change, not just in our lives, but in our communities? And we have to change the way we view things, the way we share things, the way we communicate, the way we advocate for not just ourselves, but for others. At the top of the show, we talked about how this NAACP president out in South Carolina made false allegations just so he could be in the limelight and be a part of this nonsense of the cops being called every time a black person walks outside or does something different. You guys, we can't take something so serious and then turn it around and make a mockery out of it. I mean, there's other ways to get attention. You know how you can get attention? Get attention about out there doing something positive. Get attention about out there going and doing a class or going to a community, teaching them how to build a garden or building a garden or doing a exercise event with them or reading something. Do something positive back into your neighborhood. Get a whole bunch of your group of your friends, go out in the community and do a cleanup. Or go, if you see a house or somebody that needs a house, some work done on it, and you're a handyman, go out there and help fix that house. You don't have to get paid every time you do community service or do something great for someone. Your character speaks volumes in a positive manner when you can walk out and do things and not expect a dollar for just doing it. When you do things from your heart and because you want to do it and it means something, that means and goes further than you getting paid to do it. I'm not saying don't make money. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is sometimes we just need to volunteer and be strong on that word volunteer. Volunteer our services. So you guys, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in today and listening to us. And I'm going to have all that information out there for you to reach the official pro players, Cures Cares. We're still looking for donations for water, energy bars, and so forth. And reach me on Destiny Talk Live Facebook page. It's been a pleasure and always a pleasure to share my Thursdays with you. Have a great rest of the week.